Why does Garrison care more about haircuts than actual combat readiness? Fresh back from Afghanistan, 9 months of firefights, IED patrols, sleeping in full gear. Our platoon looked rough, but we were tight. Combat does that to you. First morning stateside, formation at 0600. First Sergeant Lyle Hoffman walks the line doing inspections. We're expecting welcome home speeches, maybe some time off. Instead, he stops at every third soldier. Haircut out of regulation, get it fixed today. Boots aren't shined properly. Uniform needs pressing. My buddy Nolan stood next to me. Kid had saved 3 lives in Helmand province. Got a bronze star. His hair was maybe half an inch too long. Hoffman stopped in front of him. Private, you look like a homeless person. Haircut by 1500 hours or you're getting an Article 15. Nolan just stared straight ahead. Didn't say a word, but I saw his jaw clench. Meanwhile, our weapons were still dirty from the deployment. Body armor needed repairs. Half our radios didn't work properly. But sure, haircuts were the priority. Next week was worse. Daily uniform inspections, room inspections, formations every 4 hours just to check if we were standing around correctly. One morning, Sergeant Vaughn pulled me aside. Combat veteran, 2 Purple Hearts. Why are we doing this? I asked him. He shrugged. Garrison mentality. They need to feel like they're in control of something. Our platoon started getting sloppy. Not on purpose, just burnt out from the stupid regulations. Guys who'd cleared buildings under fire couldn't remember to tuck in their shirts properly. Hoffman called a company meeting. Your discipline is slipping. This is unacceptable. Until morale improves, weekend passes are canceled. That's when things got interesting. Command decided we needed a readiness exercise. Simulated enemy attack on base. Test our response time and combat effectiveness. 0200 alarms started blaring. This is not a drill. All personnel to defensive positions. I grabbed my gear, ran outside. Took maybe 3 minutes to get fully equipped and ready. That's pretty fast considering we were asleep. But Hoffman was standing there with a stopwatch and clipboard, looking angry. 15 minutes. It took you people 15 minutes to reach combat readiness. That's pathetic. Nolan spoke up. Sergeant, most of us were ready in under 5 minutes. We've been waiting for— Did I ask for excuses, Private? Turned out Hoffman had been timing from when the alarm started until every single soldier was in position, including the ones who had to run from the far end of base, including the soldiers who had to unlock the armory, including the ones who couldn't find their gear because it was still packed from deployment. The evaluation team from brigade headquarters saw it differently. Their report said our actual response time was exceptional. Individual soldiers reached combat readiness faster than any other unit on base. But Hoffman insisted his numbers were correct. Started implementing more training, more inspections, more formations. 2 weeks later, real emergency. Car tried to ram the front gate at high speed. Potential terrorist attack. Every soldier needed to respond immediately. Our platoon was the first to defensive positions. Weapons ready, sectors assigned, communication established. All within 4 minutes. The car turned out to be some civilian who'd fallen asleep at the wheel, but our response was textbook perfect. Brigade commander showed up to observe. Colonel Preston Wade. He walked through our positions, talked to soldiers, checked our setup, then he went straight to Hoffman. First Sergeant, your unit just demonstrated the fastest emergency response I've seen in 20 years. How'd you achieve this? Hoffman started explaining his rigorous training program. The inspections, the discipline, the high standards. Wade cut him off. I read your evaluation reports. You documented this unit as having poor readiness and low discipline. Which is it? Hoffman went quiet. Didn't have an answer. Wade turned to Nolan. Private, you were first to your position. 4 minutes from alarm to combat ready. That's impressive. Thank you, sir. We trained for this in Afghanistan. Muscle memory. How long have you been back? 5 weeks, sir. Wade looked at Hoffman. 5 weeks back from deployment and they're still operating at combat speed. That's not because of haircut inspections, First Sergeant. That's despite them. He pulled Hoffman aside. Their conversation lasted maybe 2 minutes. We couldn't hear what was said, but Hoffman's face went red. Next morning, formation was different. Hoffman stood in front of us looking uncomfortable. Moving forward, we're shifting priorities. Combat readiness comes first. Uniform standards will be maintained, but within reason. No more daily inspections unless there's a legitimate issue. Nolan leaned over and whispered, did hell just freeze over? 3 months later, Hoffman got transferred to a recruiting office. Heard he actually became a better leader there. Less focused on appearances, more on substance. Wade personally came to thank our platoon before we rotated to our next assignment. Shook every soldier's hand. When he got to Nolan, he said something that stuck with me. That bronze star you earned? That's real. Don't let anyone make you feel like haircuts matter more than what you did over there. Nolan's hair was still half an inch too long. Wade noticed but didn't say a word, just smiled and moved on.